I changed my makeup at the age of 50 and now I'm almost 56. And so what I found is that my makeup was not working the same way. And my name is Kim. I'm an over 50 makeup teacher. And I spent 25 years in public school education and then retired and brought teaching here to Instagram after I realized that there were a lot of you who are just like me who either stopped wearing makeup, maybe you keep buying all the things because you're overwhelmed with the fact that like social media puts so much stuff out there and that will, fix your wrinkles, make your wrinkles disappear, make your nasolabial folds gone, shrink your pores, all the things. And I tried that. Hey, Leslie, thank you for being here. And I have tried so many things over the course of the last almost 6 years since I hit the big 50, fabulous 50. Give me a heart if that's you too. And I'd love to know where you're watching from, but I'm going to teach you the easiest way to wear makeup over 50. I want to tell you a little bit about my philosophy about makeup. Makeup for me is to help me look polished, radiant, but not overdone. Okay. And there are so many things out there on social media. Buy this, do that, this will fix it all for you. This is going to hide the texture. This is going to hide your pores, shrink your pores. Yeah, no. Okay. I'm just going to be blatantly honest with you. There's not a makeup on the planet that is going to get rid of your wrinkles, that is going to shrink your pores. Okay. It just doesn't exist. And when you think of makeup doing that, it really is a little bit far-fetched because makeup is something for the surface. When you're talking about taking care of your skin, then you go to skincare. Is there skincare and ways that you take care of your skin to shrink your pores? Absolutely. I found Korean skincare 18 months ago. It has completely transformed my skin. And if you've been here for a while, y'all see it. I know you see it. My husband noticed it within a week. And he's like, what's happening to your skin? He never notices anything like that. Like I could go get my hair cut or colored and it would be just like an ordinary day. He doesn't even notice, but he did notice my skin. Anything during this live that you want or we talk about, just comment live and I'll just send you all the things and you can weed through them and say, yeah, I'm interested in that. Nah, I don't want that. But I'm here to teach. That's what I do. I'm an over 50 makeup teacher and I'm going to use my one compact makeup system to teach it all because I believe in simplicity for you. Okay. We have social media, the world, lots of makeup experts out there have overcomplicated makeup. Okay. When we think about the face, let me put some clips in here. When we think about the face, here's what we know. Our face is made up of multiple colors, not one. All right. Our face has texture. Yes, it's normal. It's totally normal. I got my bangs cut a little bit and they're not holding back in my clips. Anyway, texture is totally normal. So when you're seeing a flawless face on social media, it's not real. All right. Or they're 20. That's all I'm saying about that. And so the things that we want to do is we want to comment live and you'll get my skincare, you'll get the makeup stuff, you'll get all the things. I just like to put it in all one lump sum. The other thing is that I put out a newsletter bi-weekly and I'm really excited to be able to share the newest tanning mist that I'm loving. Like I tanned myself 2 days ago, but isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? And I got a coupon code from the company and I'm going to share it in my latest newsletter for those people that sign up. So just comment live. You'll get it. So the point being is that our faces are three-dimensional. You have to do your makeup to embrace that dimensionality in your face. over the years, we have taken one color of foundation and applied it all over our face. And then what we've done is we literally made our faces one-dimensional, all flat. But when you get to have mature skin, you want to wear less product, not more, less. And so when you embrace the dimensionality and being willing to try multiple shades of, let's say, foundations and concealers and contours, you literally are opening your world up to less makeup, more simplicity, and a structure that you can follow each and every day in minutes, like single-digit minutes. So if you're spending tons of time on your makeup, enough with that. Here's Kim. She's going to show you how to do it in minutes. And I'm going to do it right now in front of you. We're going to do it in a simple paint by number format. You don't have to use paint by number. But again, this video is for simplicity. I always upload my lives. Yes, I always upload them. So you're going to see it on my profile. All right, first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to hydrate. I already used my Korean skincare on my face this morning, but that was this morning. So that was 7 a.m. It's 2 on the East Coast right now, 10 after 2. I'm going to rehydrate. If you're not hydrating, moisturizing before your makeup, do it, because you don't want your makeup to stick, grab, which then causes creasing. So this is part of the Korean skincare. Honestly, it's $25. It lasts you months. Best $25. It also helps with dark under eyes. So I wanted to moisturize under that. Now I'm going to be using all cream-based products, except for I'll put some powder on my eyes, but powdered eyeshadow, really simple eyeshadow look for you. But I'm going to work from my one compact makeup system. And the reason that I love this design is because everything is right here for you to visually see the colors and the simplicity. This is by a company called Saint. I've been using Saint for over 5 years now. I have literally tried so many things, and I was a Bare Minerals fan for 24 years. Same shade. And that was a misconception of myself, thinking I am the same shade all my life. No, we're not. Ladies, we're not the same shade all our lives. So if you're still using the same shade of foundation and you're hating your makeup, that could be why. As we age, we need to shade up a tad. And we also are really poor judges of what shade we really are. A lot of times we think that we are lighter than what we are. So if you're in between two shades, or if you go to the makeup counter, let them shade match you. But back in the day, we used to do this. Okay, we used to, here, swatch my wrist. Wait, what? Hello? What's this? We are not the same shade. Okay, that's a very poor way of matching yourself. You want to swatch your jawline, let it melt in, see that it melts in and blends into your neck and your face. You want something that looks natural for you. The other thing that's a really good trick is to match to the darkest part of your face. And so 11 ingredients is all it has in it. And so on the EWG, if you follow the EWG, it's like it ranks between a 1 and a 2 on the EWG. So clean is it's a non-regulated term, so I hate to even use that term. But they are good ingredients, if that's what you mean, if that helps. Okay, so when it comes to foundation, you want to make sure that your face and your neck blend. The other thing with mature skin is you need to make sure that you're using a product that is going to move with your skin. Y'all, we have texture, okay? I have jowls, I have nasolabial folds, I have wrinkles under my eyes, okay? I don't do Botox, I haven't done fillers. It's okay if you have. I just want you to know why I'm choosing to use these products, because I have a lot of movement in my face, okay? And that's totally normal. Totally normal, but I want a product that's going to move with me and not dry down. Otherwise, it's going to crease and crack over time, and that's why you might hate your makeup by 5 p.m. or in some cases by noon. You go into the bathroom on your lunch break if you're still working, or you're out and about and you're shopping and you go to the restroom and you look and you're like, what happened to my makeup? That could be it, okay? Just wrong colors altogether. Now, I do something called a color match so that you build your personalized compact to your liking with only your things, okay? The tins look like this. These last a long time. This is the lid. You pop these things in and out. They're magnetic. They go through TSA like a charm, okay? You can build, there's several different sizes. Like you can build smaller ones, bigger ones. This is the one that I travel with all the time. Look how little it is. It's like the size of a deck of cards. And so you fill it with the things that you want in it. But I want to show you a 3D approach to makeup. Here we go. Okay. First thing, I'm going to start with contour. Okay. And I'm going to use a nice warm contour, more like a bronzer. You can totally do that too. I'm also going to show you placement for mature skin. All right. I have so much hyperpigmentation. You can't see it. Let's look at all of Kim's sun damage, which, by the way, the Korean skincare has lightened up considerably. It was way darker than that. But yeah, I'll show you how to cover hyperpigmentation, but we're going to approach it a little bit differently. All right, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to use my finger because we're going to do a little bit of kind of like paint by numbers. But I'm going to go ahead and place my contour, my bronzer, whatever it is that you think you want to use. Contour tends to be a little bit more gray if you like a cooler tones. I like the warmer tones, but you can go with whatever. So we're going to place it on our forehead, starting at the top of my ear, right on top of my cheekbone. I'm going to stop at the corner of my eye. Here we go again. Comment live if you want links to anything we're talking about. Top of my ear to the corner of my eye. I'm going to dab a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin. That's it. Okay, now that's because I like a warm contour. You can avoid your nose if you like cooler and your chin. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to color correct. What does color correction do? Well, if you have darkness under your eyes, and I have to tell you, my under eye darkness is 80% less after the Korean skincare. And it's so gentle. All of the products you can take up right underneath your eyes. There's not a separate eye cream. Eye cream, in my experience, is bogus money. It just wants to suck your money for no reason. Okay. It might moisten or hydrate, but it's not going to do the job of what you're looking for it to do. Okay. So dark circles, that's what we're talking about. So if you have dark circles, you want to color correct your dark circles with something from the peach family. And the reason being, if I can find my color wheel here. Here it is. Okay, here's why. Think of color correction this way. Identify what color you're seeing. If you're seeing dark circles, primarily it is either blue or purple. Okay, that's the color family. If you follow it across the color wheel, it's something from the orange family that you want to color correct with. Getting to the root of the issue. Don't just place a light concealer over top of your dark circles. Why? Because it looks gray underneath. Then what do you have to do? You have to apply more light concealer. And then what happens? Then it creases over time. No, color correction. Okay, so I'm going to use this color. You can see the darkness right here. And I'm going to look down, okay? And yeah, the under eye puffy bag, we're going to talk about that. This is an example right here. So when I'm looking straight on to you, you can't really see the inflammation under my eyes. But when I do this, you can see this trough. Here's the inflammation, okay? Nothing is going to take the inflammation away. No, I don't want to say nothing. Makeup is not, all right? Makeup is not. That's where you need to get your ice rollers. That's where you need to hydrate. That's where you need to get enough sleep. And sometimes it is genetics, okay? But here's what we're doing, okay, to be able to distract from that puffiness. So I'm going to take my peach color, and you can see the darkness. If you're darker than me in this area underneath, then you want to go a little bit darker than this color, Okay, this one is by a company called Amazing Cosmetics. It's a true color corrector. And I'm going to place it right there on the darkness. Now let me look down so you guys can see. I'm going to place it on the dark trough. All right. Okay. If this is dark, you can go ahead and color correct there for sure. But if it's not dark, many times eye bags, or if you've been like a sunglass wearer, you all might be really light right there. And you need to actually add color there and not put too light of a color there. Okay, so I have my color corrector on. I'm just going to go ahead and take my finger and tap it in lightly. All right. All you've got to do is comment live. I'll get you to all the links that you need, okay, including getting color matched by me. That's free. That's just a free service. I can do it lickety split. Within 24 hours, you'll have a match back. It'll come back to you via text and email, and then you can build your compact however you want, okay? But you'll have all of the colors that you need, okay? Confidently. Here's what I need for you to do. Let me tell you real quick, because this is important. You have to send me a selfie. It is safe with me. I keep them totally confidential, okay? It's just for me. Here is the lighting. Do you see this lighting for me? I have no extra lights on in my house. I'm staring out my window. My window, the glass to my window is in front of my face, not behind me. I'm not in my bathroom. I'm not laying in my bed at midnight. Don't send me a selfie like that. That's not your true skin color, okay? I need your skin color just like this in natural light. Go to the lightest window in your house. Don't go outside. That's something that's different too, okay? Yours oozes all the time. So that might mean that you need something a little, you might need to take a rag and tap it, or you're applying a little bit too much. Okay, go even lighter than that. Lighter, lighter, lighter. Is there a compact? That's a great, I'm going to suggest that. That is a great idea. This is the mirror. No, but that is a great idea to have a magnifying mirror. I'm making a note of that one. Oh, oozes out of the bottle. This color corrector, it oozes out? No, I don't, but I make sure that I tap down. I misunderstood. No, not a bit. Although I am getting to the end. All right, so now this has had a chance to set. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. This is so exciting. Coming to Australia, Saints coming to Australia, so go ahead and get yourself matched. And that way you'll be prepared. Yes, Saint did say we're going to Australia. We don't have a date set, but it's going. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to place my main foundation shade, okay? This is the shade that is closest to the color of my skin. So I'm going to just dab my finger in here and I'm going to put dots, okay? So back to our 3D method of makeup. You're applying darker shade where you want to add depth and dimension, which is your cheekbones to sculpt them, your hairline, and you can even place it along your jawline as well. Product type keeps it from, Kelly, are you using Saint? Because if you're using other products, that it could be why. You want cream products, okay? Because you only need minimal product. I see women like I was making a video, like why do people pour the bottle down onto their face until it runs? I don't get it. I think it might be just for show, because if you're using that much foundation, you don't need that. I don't dislike the demi correctors at all. No, I really, really like them. I just find that if you want something that demi can sometimes be a little bit difficult to understand because it really is color science, okay? Color science. All right, so you can't even really see my foundation on my face because it matches my skin. Lo and behold, that's what's supposed to happen. All right, so I placed my darker color, hairline, cheekbones. You can do the jawline if you want. Now I'm gonna go in and I went ahead and did my main foundation shade everywhere where I did not put product. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my, what Saint calls is your brightening highlight. And this is 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade, but look at where I'm going to put it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right here. It's going over top of that peachy shade, right? Because I don't wanna see peach. So I'm gonna blend this in with the peachy shade. The regular foundation shade, I put up underneath of there where I had the peach, okay? But I don't wanna place this light color here underneath of my eyes where my texture is the heaviest, because where you put light is where you're going to accentuate. So all those days of putting that big triangle right here, no more of that, because then that's going to magnify all the texture. I'm gonna take a little bit of this and I'm gonna go right down the middle of my nose. Okay, you might find that looks odd right now, and it sure does. You can also take a little bit and put it right here, but if you have large pores here, avoid that. Some people will put it on their chin. My pores are larger right here on my chin, so I avoid that. And I do have these WTH lines or my 11s. I'm avoiding that too. But, you know, on some videos of younger girls or people who don't have that movement, they will put a concealer there too to brighten. But keep in mind, the basic premise is dark is going to allow an area to recede, okay, to sculpt it. Light is going to bring it forward. So you did not see me contour my temples, because that's an area where we hollow out. If I make this area dark, it's going to make it appear more hollow. You did not see me place my contour actually in the shadow, the true shadow right here. Like, look at that. That's my true shadow. If I trace that, I'm going to look skeletorish. Everything is dropped. When I look at pictures from back when I was in my 20s, I had this, like, I feel like it was just a rounder, plumper face. So I could do that contouring there. But now I've lost volume in my face. That's what happens. This is a standard way of applying it, okay? Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of color and I'm going right over top of my contour. I love this color. It is called Huckleberry. It's coming back in stock in October. There are other shades that are similar, okay? And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend, all right? The one under my eyes is Palace. Now, y'all might be like, how are you gonna blend without all the colors being muddy together? When you're using brushes that are made for creams, that's helpful. It knows exactly how much product to pick up and that sort of thing. And typically every other day of the week, except for this live, I will apply same places, but I will use a brush to apply. But the purpose of this video is to show you the simplicity of one layer of makeup with a 3-dimensional look. And that's exactly what I've given you. I haven't layered anything except for that color corrector where I was correcting the blue and purple, but this is one layer of makeup, y'all. All right, this, Nelly, this is Huckleberry. All right, so I'm gonna blend from darkest to lightest. So I'm gonna go up here on my forehead, I'm gonna blend this on back into my hairline. I get so many questions about, Kim, what's the white line around your hairline? Y'all see, the pigment it won't take. So I don't know the answer to that. All right. I try to get it back in there as good as I can. I also have a lot of hyperpigmentation there as well. But when I use a bronzer, it kind of covers the hyperpigmentation. There was somebody who asked a question about the hyperpigmentation. If you avoid the actual area and you try to tap on the lighter areas, then you kind of blend it all together. But if you have one nagging age spot, there is a color called Mango that goes in your compact. that's the color that you need. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to darkest to lightest. I'm going here to my cheeks, and I'm gonna blend in an upward motion. And what I love about creams is if you go in a little bit too much, they just blend out, okay? I'm using Fiji is my contour, and it's a little bit warmer. It's actually I think it's a highlight, but I like to use it as a bronzer / contour. It's one less step. I will always give you a contour, and I'm gonna give you a bronzer, and then you decide whether, yes, I want both, or I want one or the other, okay? So you'll always see that in a recommendation in my palette for you. All right, so what am I gonna do here on my nose? I'm going to tap, because I want that, this is the 3D brush, I want that lighter streak to go right down the middle of my nose. I do want that, okay? And then I wanna kind of blend the contour. All right, now I'm gonna go in and just kind of blend my main highlight, all right? And you see when because that I was doing darkest to lightest. Down onto my neck. It's like blending like butter. It's so easy. Not to mention, it's hot in my makeup room here. All right, and now I have to do this area right here. So I'm just gonna really lightly take my brush and blend that. And then I'm just gonna take a beauty sponge. This one you don't have to use, you can use it damp or dry, but most beauty brushes, you wanna make sure that you are using damp. And I don't mean wet, I mean slightly damp. All right, let's go back in. Let's add a little bit of lip color. Okay, this is called Plum. And then this is Sadie. Just a nice, pretty neutral. Let's do a little bit of eyeshadow. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my eyelids really quickly. If you're not even an eyeshadow girl, get this primer. It's by a company called Sigma. If you comment live, I'll get you all the things, but it's in color Persuade. Don't get any other color. Get Persuade. Persuade, Persuade, Persuade. Because all it does is even out the discoloration. It'll add longevity to your eyeshadows. But even if you're not like much of an eyeshadow girl, look at what it did. If your eyes get real veiny or like just discolored red, it'll even it all out. All right, so now I'm just gonna take an eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna go in with a neutral. This one, it's called Cafe. All right, I'm gonna go in just over top. The eyelid primer, if you comment live, y'all, you're gonna get, comment live, all right? Comment live, you get all the links, and then you're gonna be able to weed through whatever it is you want, okay? Yeah, Persuade is awesome. So this is Cafe. I am leaving my eyes open. Y'all, don't close your eyes. If you close your eyes, you're not gonna know where you're placing the color. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go in with a little shimmer. This one is called Hot Chocolate. We're just keeping it really simple. Remember, Kim likes up close makeup. I just want to look polished, not overdone. And I'll help you build your compact, y'all. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going in with a little bit more of Cafe. I'm gonna pull that underneath in my eye as my eyeliner. You can, yeah, this live will definitely be saved. It'll be right on my profile so that you can come back. If you comment live, you'll get the links to your DMs. You gotta make sure you're following me though, because Instagram won't show them to you. That's just how they roll. So go up to my picture and click follow. Let's just add a little bit of mascara. And it truly is the simplest process that you can imagine, but you will get the links to my Korean skincare choices, favorites It's by a company that has just been in the United States for just over 2 years, but was #1 in South Korea. And it's cosmeceutical grade Korean skincare. And the results, just go look at my highlight bubble under results. Y'all, you'll see mine. You'll see my results. It's crazy. Crazy good. And I noticed it like after 2 times of using it. So gentle on the skin. It has 5-star Derma testing done, which means that they have tested so many people with sensitive skin. Dermatologists, biologists, estheticians, and it received a full 5-star rating because it reacts in a positive way. Okay. All right. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of setting spray. This actually is from the Korean skincare company. And now I'm going to take a little bit of a beauty sponge. I love that setting spray. It smells like fresh air. It also is not a water hose to the face. And can we just look at my makeup? It does not get any easier than this. A 3D approach to makeup, everything in one, compact, but even if you're not interested in the makeup, take this approach to your makeup. Your bronzer placed, your foundation placed, find a concealer that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than your normal concealer or than your normal foundation. Place it in those areas that you want to lighten, and then add your own lip and cheek color, color correction. Find something that is in the peach family and use it under your eyes, and then put your foundation over top of it. This is so simple. Yeah, Kelly, I do things to my eyebrows. I had my eyebrows microbladed, so I do often forget to do them when I jump on a live. But let me find my eyebrow pencil here so that I can show you what I do. What I do. Maybe I'll find it. This let me see here. Oh, here. Okay. So if you just find a brow pencil, right, you can see this color is more ashy. That's what that is the color that I go for, is ash. So when you're talking eyebrows, you are going to be lining your pencil up with the end of your nose and the corner of your eye. So that's where you want your brow to begin. Okay, let's keep the same trajectory. Let's turn the pencil till it goes right through our pupil. Okay, right through the pupil. That is where you want your arch. All right, and then keeping it the same trajectory, the corner of your eye, that's where you want your tail. You don't want your tail extending far beyond the corner of your eye because it just drags your eye down. And then you can just fill it in. Okay, you want to go to the places where your brow is most sparse first. So filling that in first. And like I said, I have my brows microbladed. It literally was the best thing that I've done for a long time. And when I went to my esthetician, this was actually before I found Korean skincare. When I went to my esthetician, she's like, when somebody comes in and says, oh, make me 10 years younger, she immediately looks at them and says, let me do your brows. Because we neglect our brows so often, or we go overboard, right? And our brows become the focal point of our face. And that's really not what we want our brows to do. Our brows are our windows to our eyes, but nothing bothers me more than me looking at somebody's eyebrows all the time, because either they've gone way too severe, dark, too thin. It just makes or breaks it. And please do this. Make sure whoever you are going to, you trust. So my entire microblading appointment was 2 hours long. For an hour and a half of that appointment, she was drawing on the brows to my liking. The last 30 minutes, that was just the actual microblading tattooing, okay? Because I was like, yeah. And then also the color is really important. The color was darker at first because that's natural. Just like when you get a tattoo, it's dark and then it fades. So give it 2 weeks and then that's when you'll start to really like it. I've had dermaplaning before. So if anybody doesn't know what dermaplaning is, it's basically shaving the vellus hair, the peach fuzz off of your face. Do it, do it, do it. It does not make your hair grow back darker, thicker. That is a myth. It doesn't. What it does do is, number one, it exfoliates your face, okay? So if you are normally exfoliating your face, you don't want to do that on a day that you're dermaplaning, okay? So if you automatically exfoliate, and if you're not exfoliating, that needs to be one thing that you get when you get off this live. You go find an exfoliator. The Korean skincare has one too. It's called a active cleanup powder. It's amazing, but I'm just saying not something that's porous, something with AHAs and BHAs, like Dr. Gross has a peel pad out that's really good. You can use, but find an exfoliant and use it once or twice a week and it'll make a big difference. Comment live if you want anything that we've talked about. And the dermaplaning also will allow your makeup to set better and go on better, especially this cream product. And then also allow your skincare to soak in better, okay? That vellus hair, yeah, I mean, it's great for newborn babies, but it's not great if you can see it in the sunlight, and you're wanting your makeup to look smooth and flawless. I don't have my dermaplaning razor here. I wish I would have brought it in. I like a stainless steel one. I go to Target and buy one. You can get on YouTube and you can find a video that shows you how to do it. Okay? Just do it. It is not I mean, I don't want to say it's not dangerous because sure enough, somebody will cut themselves. But it's not a sharp razor like that. It's just not. And it's very gratifying. So dermaplane. And if you don't want to do it the first time yourself, go pay for somebody to dermaplane you. It's amazing. Amazing. Lipstick. What I have on my lips now, I love a gloss. Okay. I love something that is going to be smooth, something that is not matte. As we get older, our lips get drier and they also look more porous, right? And so putting a matte on them can accentuate that. So I do love a good lip stain, okay? I have these here by Wonder Skin, which I do love. It goes on blue, okay? Don't let it fool you. It goes on blue. You let it sit. It's a stain. Then you wipe the blue off and whatever color remains. And then I put a gloss over top of it. So that's the way that I get a lip color that has longevity to it. Otherwise, I don't mind reapplying because the lip colors that last 8 hours, there's a reason they last 8 hours because they put some weird ingredients in them that's going to help them last that long. So that just depends on how crunchy you are. Sometimes, I mean, for the most part, I just reapply, but there are certain occasions where I will use the lip stain if I want it to last like a couple hours. What is the name of the eyeshadows are Saint, okay? They're huge. You put in your palette the colors that you want. I used cafe and hot chocolate. That's what colors I'm wearing right now. You guys, this is so much longer than I wanted it to be, but bless you for joining me. My name is Kim. Make sure you're following me for easy over 50 makeup tips and comment live if there was anything you wanted. I'm going to upload this live so you'll be able to go back and watch it later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.